Hello, this is Alex with Volair Sim.
And this is Bart with Volair Sim. Today we're going to expound a little bit on the video we posted yesterday on the triple displays with Volair Sim, and just give you our initial feedback and also some tips that we've learned, specifically as it pertains to the accessories and the things that you may have configured with the Volair Sim. And then what we are showing here is a triple TV, high definition TV configuration. Each of these TVs is 40 inches in diagonal, and they're set up in a bezel compensation. We've loaded the latest nVidia drivers running at GeForce GTX 2080. Is it called Super, Alex? I think it's called Super, right? And it has 8 gigabytes of RAM. And as far as our settings in the sim, we pretty much have everything kind of cranked up to the max with few minor changes. As he takes off and starts flying, I will talk a little bit more about the hardware. So I talked to you about the good stuff, and let's talk about the bad stuff, or the stuff that doesn't work so well. And the stuff the biggest bummer is that you see our avionics panel pretty much dark right now. So the alpha yoke works really well right off the bat. The rudder pedals and the Logitech mixture prop and power controls, and if you happen to have the trim wheel, that all works. But the Logitech or Cytec gauges, they do work exactly like an FSX, but they give you such a big frame rate reduction that kind of makes the whole thing unplayable. If you're using SPED-NEXT, which a lot of people do, to connect between the sim and the gauges, SPED-NEXT published the fact that they know about it, and it's a sim connect issue. So in other words, the interface between the gauges and the sim has a bug, and that causes the frame rate lag. So here at the ultra settings, just kind of refer to it again, about 35 frames per second. So very playable on this kind of very ultra high settings. We are running right now on Wi-Fi, and occasionally we will get a message on the screen saying that the bandwidth is too low. Alex, do you have an idea what is kind of the recommended bandwidth for this thing not to give errors?
It depends on it's going to depend on the factors to like your view distance and your level of detail with the terrain. But from medium to high settings, it'll be about 20 megabits per second is what you'll need.
Okay.
At least.
So 20 bit per second might be a megabits per second is going to be a bit of a challenge if you're running on Wi-Fi, because sometimes Wi-Fi, the signal degradation is such that even though your outside internet connection is well above 20 megabits per second, inside of your house, maybe you're only getting 10 or 5, and that's going to be an issue. So you might have to plan hardwiring the SIM to like an Ethernet or directly to your router, and Wi-Fi is not going to cut it. Again, I cannot overemphasize how realistic and true to life the graphics are. I mean, there's just no comparison to any other flight sim with however many add-ons you can put on. It'll never look the same. This looks pretty much like the real scenery that you would see flying. And the higher you are, the better it looks. To sum up, if you are willing to put up with a few of these growing pains, mainly with the avionics, we are very, very, very happy with this. It kind of breathes a new life into flight simulation, even for guys like myself that are pilots that are kind of using it for training and proficiency. It just makes it so much more enjoyable, and you're a lot more likely to go in a sim when you're flying something that kind of has this kind of a visuals and that kind of level of immersion. Thank you very much for watching. Please send us your comments.